is up? What's going on, everyone? Tonight, we're doing things a little bit different. We're actually going to be doing this, obviously, live through YouTube. What does that mean? So the main thing we're doing tonight, we're going to still be doing all the same stuff we normally do. We are going to be calling sellers. We're going to be working on locking up deals. We're going to be handling, some little issues, all that stuff. If you guys have any properties you're interested in comping, whatever the case may be, let's drop it right over in the comments. Yo, Sumner.
What's up, party people?
What's up, brother?
Bro, I've been on calls all day. I can't take another call. Oh my God, I've been on so many calls today.
It's good though, man.
Let's call some leads.
Let's do it. So yeah, we're trying to grab some more volunteers in here and get some people calling some leads. Hey,
Andrew, what's up, man? Thanks for being the fearless warrior. Hey, Andrew, do you mind if we turn on your camera or no?
I think he's still getting set up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's get some more fearless folks inside this call with us. I'm going to share this inside Discord to get everyone up in here. I'm going to need to get some water here shortly too.
We'll let people trickle in for now. Guys, I want you guys to ask questions tonight inside the YouTube comments.
Have you already let everyone know what we're doing up in here?
Yeah, so I'm going to reiterate that in a minute, but we're definitely going to be yeah, man, what's up, party? What's going on? What's up, Dawes? Sick. Oh yeah, so we got a sick lead today that just came in. It's a what the heck did we get? It's I think, Rob, it was an 18-acre parcel or something like that in North Carolina, but they also own the connecting 300-acre parcel, and they want to sell everything.
What?
Yes, in Warren, North Carolina.
Wait, give that lead to me. You don't want that. Come on.
No, I don't need that. No,
yeah,
I already got.
You got too much money. You got too many leads.
160-acre and an 80-acre, right? I don't need any more.
Come on.
Yep. So yeah, guys. So this is gonna be cool. So we're gonna call some new people tonight. If anybody else, any other LIA people want to call somebody, hit me up in Discord. I'll send you a link. Bring it right here in the back room.
Yo, do you want to put the link in Discord so people can just join that way?
We can't have too many people come in that way. I don't want.
Can't we just boot them if they come in?
Yeah, but if they come in that way, then they are not going to be on the live stream. Get me?
Right, but we can just say, hey, we're looking for 3 more people, and we could delete it after. I'm not sure.
Okay. Yeah, I can do that. Where's Mike P? Brian, what's up? So yeah, while we're getting everybody coming in, anybody got any questions? Drop it in the general chat. Let's get some let's get a little talk back and forth before we start calling these leads. What's up, Mike?
Is Mike P in the house?
I don't see him yet. No, Rob, that's tomorrow. We're gonna call the 160 acres. So we're going to be doing that tomorrow. Also, are we doing that one live tomorrow too?
Yep.
You want to announce that?
Yeah. So I talked about it on our live earlier. This is actually our second live today. So as you guys know, we've pushed. Well, some of you guys might know we pushed Rob and Dennis through a 90-day challenge program. They're taking them 0 to hero. Started them with 10 grand 8 weeks ago. They've already locked up over 100K in pipeline profit. They got a crap ton more in the pipeline. We are actually doing that call live on YouTube. It's our 9th call of the program. It's a paid program that we're releasing to the community. LIA members will get free access, but to the total community, it's a paid program. It's a 0 to hero course where we literally show you every step of the process, how we took a brand new land investor with 10 grand to their name and scaled them past 6 figures in under 3 months. Tell me anyone that's doing that. We're documenting the whole thing. It's insane. But tomorrow we're actually doing the 9th call live here on YouTube. And on that call at 2:15 p.m. PST, 5:15 p.m. EST, we are calling a seller lead live. We've got the whole family on the call. It's an 80 acre or 160 acre?
160 acre.
We're locking up a 160-acre property at under 200K. It's worth about 800. Net will be about a $600,000 profit deal from a batch of 6,500 mailers. We're documenting the whole thing. What's even better, though, is Dennis and I have agreed to document him and Rob's entire land business for the next 12 months. So we're going to document the whole entire step. Every week, Dennis is going to be coming on to the YouTube channel Wednesday morning and sharing all the KPIs, everything he's doing in his business. We are literally pulling back the curtain and showing you everything on YouTube. What I want to do is, I don't know if you guys have ever seen this before, but there's like psychological studies that Harvard and these big Ivy League schools have done on children, where they like study children for 30, 40 years and see how they develop, right? I want to do that for land investors. I want to show you guys what's possible and document the whole entire process and tell all throughout it. It's going to be bad to the bone. It's going to be really, really badass. Dennis likes the sunrise. Yeah, Dennis is always up freaking the crack of dawn.
Hell yeah.
So tomorrow at 2:15 p.m. PST, come join us here live. We're going to be doing that full one-on-one coaching session live here, and we're going to be calling that lead initially. It's going to be bad to the bone. That program is being released in about 4 weeks or so. We're going to do like a pre-sale actually on that call tomorrow. So folks that are on the call tomorrow that aren't in the LIA program, you guys are going to get like I think it's like a 50% discount. I got to check the numbers. So we'll be releasing access to that tomorrow. And then after the 4 weeks, the price will go up. And then all LIA members obviously get that they get grandfathered in. It's going to be awesome though. I'm really, really looking forward to it.
I didn't know you were giving them a discount too. That's even better.
You know how I do. Come on.
I know. I love it. That's freaking amazing.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. All right. So let's see what we got here. Anybody have any questions about any land deals, anything they're working, how to get started? I'm getting some leads pulled up, and we're going to get some more people in here in the back end to call these leads. I do have one I'm going to call as well, but I just want to get everybody people are still coming in the room, so I don't want to start doing anything fun yet. So if you guys got a question, dude, feel free to ask away.
Put your guys' questions in the chat before we riff. If there's anything we can do to help, any problems we can help diagnose, questions, comments, concerns, thoughts, you just want to tell us about your day, you could do that as well. Let us know. And we're sharing this to the email list right now as well. I'll put this up on the old Instagram too. Why not? And then I'm going to have to go get some water. Dennis, you check a county for me. Yeah, Andrew.
Sure.
Do that.
Andrew, what are you looking for just to see if the sell-through rate's good?
So we are calling leads live right now. We've got about 30 people on this call. We're going to lock up some deals. I'll put the link here. If you guys want to come join us, watch us lock up land deals live. We're doing it. Remember, no one does it like us. Calling leads live right now.
Yeah. So, Andrew, you said you're looking to do what? You want to okay. Yes, sir. Perfect. So what we're going to look at real quick, let me get my stuff pulled up.
We've got about 30 people on this call. We're going to lock up some deals. I'll put the link here. If you guys want to come join us, watch us lock up land deals live. We're doing it. Remember, no one does it like us.
All right, sweet. All right, guys, I'm going to share my screen real quick.
People on this call, we're going to lock up some deals. I'll put the link here. If you guys want to come join us.
Okay, so if you guys don't know what we're doing, so what we do is we figure out something called the sell-through rate, right? What's the sell-through rate? Sell-through rate is we want to see how many properties are moving through and what's the ratio between properties on market and properties that have sold in the last month. I like to do 1 month in my business because I want to see that true pulse. And then I also track the 3, the 6, and the 1 year because I want to see how fast that market turns over. So if I'm putting private lenders in a deal, I know how fast I could cycle that through, right? So Andrew asked, can we check a county, Scott County, Kentucky? So here's what we do. So really simple. We're going to hop over here in Redfin. This is all free, by the way. You don't have to pay any money for this stuff. This is all free stuff. Scott County, KY. Let's pull this up. What's the size range you're looking for, Andrew? 5 acre plus? Here, Andrew, I'm just going to bring it on the screen.
Yeah, five plus would be a good range.
Cool. All right, so let's do 5 plus. Andrew is a LIA member. He's in. He's always coming in on the sales calls. So we appreciate you coming out here and getting some exposure and making some calls.
I love it. Last time we did this sales call, it was a blast. Got a hold of some people in Washington and almost landed a couple of deals. I just love it. It's a rush.
Sick. It's amazing, dude. All right, so we got what we're looking at here. So we're going to go through our parameters. We're going to go sold. I'm going to look at the last 1 month. I want to look at land, 1 month, 5 acres. I did no max. And that's pretty much it. So I want to see, we got 5 homes on the market. So that's already a good sign. So one of the parameters I look for is, this is Scott County, right? Scott County. One of the things I look for in a market is I want to see the Redfin sold. I want it to be 5 in the last month minimum, at least 5. Okay, that's a good starting point. Let's see the for sales. All right, so for sales, we got 13. All right, so that's going to tell me what? That's a really good sell-through rate, right? 13. It's a 38% sell-through rate. That means 38% of the property is going to sell in the first month, okay? Let's check the solds, 3 month. It's 11, 14, and 30. All right, so we got, boom, 11, 14, and 30. Okay, so I already had this sheet set up, but basically all I do, and I'll show you guys real quick. So you're just going to take for 1 month sell-through ratio. You're going to hit this button. You're going to equals. Then you're going to divide the 1 month. So you click that, and then you hit divide, and then click that, and then boom, it's 38%. If you want, you could go back. I think it was yesterday morning. I did this exact sheet. I built this sheet live, and we pulled counties. I pulled Hampshire County, West Virginia, and I did all the sell-through rates, and I showed you guys how to price down the data and actually like get the price per acre in that market. So if you guys want to watch that, it was like an hour long. Go in, check that out. It's awesome. Not just because it was me, because. All right. So now step 2, what do I want to look at? I want to take, this is something I do because I want to try to find a market that has homogeneous pricing, just because it makes it easier to price the whole county one shot, right? So what I do is this, I break it down 5 to 10 acres, and I take a look at what's sold in the last year, okay? Now I'm going to click in one side of the county. Got this sold for $60,000. It's almost 7 acres. It's about $9,000 an acre. Let's go to the other side of the county. See now, big disparity, right? A 5 acre sold for $200,000, right? That was what? I have a big old calculator here. $200,000 divided by 5. It's $40,000 an acre, okay? Same thing here, 130,000 divided by 6. It's sold for 21,000 an acre. So it looks like the lower half of this county is selling for way more price per acre than the upper side of the county, right?
Yep.
So if you're trying to price your whole county one shot, it's going to be a little tough, okay? Because you'd have to basically draw like a line here and say, okay, this whole half right here, I'm going to price it this per acre. And then this whole half and below, I got to price it a higher price per acre, okay? Not the worst thing, but it just does make pricing just a little bit tougher, especially if you're just beginning. Are you just beginning, or where are you in the state?
Yeah, so I'm about 1 month in. I'm trying to dial in my first 6 to 12 markets that I'm going to start mailing. Based on your advice here, I'm not going to go and mail the whole county, but maybe I could draw a polygon around the certain particular area that I'm going to be targeting, and then send out there, especially since I have a limited marketing budget and whatnot.
Yeah, I mean, if you look here, it's got a pretty good pocket right here. So like this 100 acres, 7, it sold for, okay, 100 for 8. This right here, 135 for 5. So this, I would go, if you're going to do it, like you're going to probably want to stay in this little region between Stomping Ground and this 460. Probably this little region, you're going to price at one market. And then maybe up here, you go up a little bit higher. And then up here, you're going to price a little bit lower, right? It's just because you're getting further away from Lexington. Now, I'll tell you this. You know what's probably going to be easier is go to this market right here. I don't know what this market is, but check the sell-through rates on what county this is.
Mm-hmm.
Usually, because you're a little further away from a major county, the pricing gets more homogenous. Okay, the closer into town, it's going to be more expensive, right? Because people are buying stuff for homesteads and all that stuff. So that's why I try to stay like a county away. All right, Sumner, you got anything to add to that?
Well, I didn't hear the beginning of
No
it.
worries. No, I was just looking at this county. The pricing's not really homogenous here. So saying it wouldn't be a bad county to really section out and draw polygons, but if you're trying to quickly price this, it's probably best that you can't do that. You can't price this whole county one shot. So you'd want to kind of move out over here to another county that's further away from Lexington, which is a major city.
Yeah, I mean, Andrew, is this your question?
Yep.
Yeah. So we always got to think about what's going to be the driver to see big swings in price, and it's typically topographical features, right? So think about like cities, water features, mountains, valleys, like that stuff will really throw us for a loop. So if you want like a really quick visual diagnostic on like, do I think I'm gonna be able to price this? When you pull it up on Redfin, what do we see? Right. So if I got a city smack dab in the middle, it's going to be tricky. What I like to see, and the truth is there's a million and one ways to figure out pricing. But if we're talking about the lowest hanging fruit, when I go and look at a county on Redfin, just show me the same thing, right? I want to see like farmland. I want to see it it's cut and dry. That typically means pricing is going to be pretty homogenous. Not always the case, but typically. So if like again, there are so many great markets out there. There's no shortage of great markets out there. And so if you get yourself into a pickle, just move on. All right, just go find someone else. There's never a market so good, in my opinion, that it's worth putting yourself in this bind of trying to price out. You got to think about that's like that input to output relationship. So if a market's going to take you 15 hours to figure out the pricing, and it's still a maybe if we figured out the pricing, well, the outcome is pretty much capped, right? And so I don't think that makes sense. Where there's some markets where it could have a very similar outcome, and it takes you an hour to do, right? So I'm like, when folks are just getting started, I want to be really critical on what we let in and just take the low hanging fruit. So something like that, just from like a quick snap, probably gonna be too tricky, right? Now, if you want to, you can get really granular and we can start pulling out like subdivisions and stuff like that from that market. That's also going to be a lot of work, right? But to take it in totality or even with a polygon is going to be pretty tough.
Thank you for that advice, Sumner. I want to be maximizing my time and not spending a ton on something that's super difficult to price out.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Just so you've got outside obligations, right? Full-time job.
Yeah.
So when you got outside obligations, like our time's got to be super effective when we're showing up to land biz. And so, yeah, just be critical with it. But the truth is, it's like, how do we find good markets? Well, it all comes down to optionality and having that relative comparison. And so you need a huge cohort of markets to compare and contrast. That's why I'm such a big believer of like the market selection and the pricing game should be different. So like one day out of the week, I want you to go aggregate 50, 100, 200 markets, and we can start trying to figure out pricing. And if you get yourself into a bind, it's just like move on to the next one, right? And it's the same thing for sussing out demand. Like when we took Dennis and Rob to the 90-day challenge, what did we do first? We went and quantified like 300 plus counties or something to figure out like, well, because yeah, we had a few shots in the chamber. We had limited time. So we have a little bit of capital and we've got limited time. So it's like, we got to really use our time wisely and have markets that are going to pay us well and have properties sell quick. So I think a lot of times when people get tied up with market selection is because like they're just hung up on one market or they have a list of 5. You know.
Well, maybe that new tool that you're going to be releasing here soon is going to be a huge advantage for guys who don't have a lot of time like me.
Yeah, man, it's a cheat. Frankly, it's a cheat code, and I swear to goodness, this is not like an exaggeration. I do think it'll be the highest ROI tool because I've pulled a lot of the LIA members. So that's the average that we see for LIA members. It's different if you're full time; it's probably more. But for LIA members on market selection, they spend about 10 hours a week. Some a little lower, some a little higher. That's been the average. So you talk about buying back 40 hours a month of time, which I'm sure your time has a high dollar value to it, both in your land business and your job.
Yep.
And then you go, okay, cool. So that's the time component. What about what happens when we've aggregated every county in the US and you get the objectively, this is the best county out of whatever state you want to work in? It's like you're just stacking the cards in their favor. So bigger ROAS, faster sell-through rates, and buy back 40 hours of time. It's kind of a no-brainer, honestly. Yeah, no, you're totally right. They get hung up because they don't solve for demand. Straight up.
Mm-hmm.
Jerry knows, man. Jerry knows. Hey, Jerry, I actually got a question for you. If you could put it in the chat. I don't know if I'll be able to explain this correctly. I just got off of a one-on-one coaching call with Candice. I thought it was Candice. It's not. I got she corrected me. But what she was saying is, so she uses Land Vision like you do. So in Data Tree, before we go and pull data, we take it down so it's less than 1,000 records, right? And my team goes through, they can see it on the map, and they go and pick out the bad properties. So bad access, weird shape, whatever it may be, they go and pick it out. Can you do that in Land Vision? Could you get a visual representation of the data in your data set and unselect them? Jerry, if you know, let me know, because I know you use Land Vision as well. So might be hard to put in the chat, but I'm curious.
Hey, so Andrew, let me just show you this county real quick.
Sure.
So if you look at this is Hampshire County. This is the one I went through the other day on my Wednesday morning call.
Mm-hmm.
So I want you to take a look at this county, right?
Okay.
It's 5 to 10 acres. When you look at this map, just at a quick glance, what do you see? It's 5 to 10 acres, right? Almost everything's pretty much trading pretty damn close to each other, right?
Yeah.
So you see 29,000. This is a 5 acre. So it's 5 acres, 29,000, 5,800 an acre. You go over on this side of the county, you have an 8 acre, almost a 9 acre or whatever, close enough. So let's see, let's call it 8.5, and it's sold for 80,000, right? So just quickly, you see already, like everything's kind of trading pretty damn close. Okay, let's go to this side of the county, 45,000, 5.5 acre, right? So this is what you want to see when you look at stuff. Why? Why do you want to see that, right? It's going to be so friggin' easy to price this because no matter where you are in this county, it's almost trading exactly the same. Okay, so it's really not that hard. So if you go and like find counties like this, that's gold, right? Then I would go in and I'd say, okay, like let's look at the 20. Let's do the 10 to 20 acres. What are they trading at? And then I look at the same thing, 165 for a 10 acre. It's 16,000 an acre. That looks like it's a little high, but it's also right on the highway. So 13, it's a little bit different. So I would say like this is still pretty tight the way it's trading. So like that's the kind of stuff you want to find when you're looking for a county. All right. So
the homogeneous element, does it pass Sumner's test of if it looks relatively flat? I don't see a lot of mountains or rivers or anything in there. It looks relatively.
There is some here. It is kind of flat, but at the same time, at the same token, like if it's trading all the same, no matter what, even if there are a couple hills and stuff like that, it's still good.
Yeah, one thing to piggyback to, Andrew, this is actually good that you brought it up. It's not so much just about it being flat. I guess it's about it being similar across the board, right? So this is Hampshire County. Hampshire is hilly, but if it's all hilly, well, it should all trade about the same, right? What I don't like to see is that huge deviation. So like, and some deviations are easy enough to figure out. If you take like a Costilla County, for example, you've got Big Valley, and then you've got the Sangre de Cristo mountain range. Okay, I could figure out how to price the mountains, and I could figure out how to price the valley. That's easy enough. What gets confusing is those people throw stuff our way that's like on the coast, there's a city in the middle, there's like this national park in the back, there's a mountain over here, and it's like, what the heck? So it's case by case, but we're not just trying to find flat. Ideally, it's just kind of similar, whatever
like
that.
Continuity in the landscaping.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yep. All right, so let's do this. Any other volunteers that want to call leads? Do you have anybody else?
Who is fearless? Who is fearless? Dun, 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 dun. Put another shout out inside.
Yeah.
Discord.
Trying to see if I missed anybody. DMG link. Trying to get in the Zoom. Waiting. Liz. Oh, okay. Liz, did you come over here? Yeah. Okay. Good. Awesome. All right. So while we wait, I got a lead to call. This is a brand new lead. Just came in right now. We have not called her yet. Let me show you. I'm just going to show them Sumner.
Yep.
Who cares? You guys aren't going to do anything. So I'm going to lock this up before you guys could even do anything. So this is the lead. We actually mailed this parcel right here. Now we just kind of mailed the whole thing, right? We didn't really select individual parcels. We kind of just said, hey, look, we're looking for 5 acre plus in this county, and we just priced the whole market. And for this market, this mailer, we priced at 55% of market. And everybody's going to say, well, I want to buy at 25% of the market, or I want to buy at 45% of the market so I can get funding. Why did I price at 55 if the strategy is to price it below 50 so I can get funding? Well, I want to get people to call me, right? And then to drop them that 5 or 10% is easy. Once they're on the phone, you build rapport and everything like that. So I'd rather call them, because if they have a letter in their hand that says 55% and a letter that says 50%, it's not going to say that. It's going to say a price difference like $10,000 or $12,000. They're going to call the $12,000 one, right? Why? It's more. It's just simple. I don't know. People. People are just simple. So, yeah. So they're going to call me first. Now, this is the property we mailed on. Okay. Rob was looking into it. This is what she owns. It's 306 acres, and she owns this one as well, right? She wants to sell everything. As far as what we have, we use Pat Live. I don't know if you guys use Pat Live. Pat Live is amazing. You can see it down below. You should be able to sign up for it. It'll 10x your business like that. Why? Because they literally answer the call as soon as they call and then take all the information down. And it sounds so professional, right? If you have a professional voicemail, we went that route and it got us nothing. We paid money to have a voicemail recorded. It sucked. People don't ever leave their numbers, their names, and then they never answer the call. They're probably already under contract with somebody else by the time you actually get a hold of them. Pat Live, worth every single penny. So what happens is they send us the information and we give them a ring. So this is the lead I'm going to give a ring to. I actually just want to call somebody real quick. I want to test call somebody. Who's in here? Sumner, let me call you real quick. I just want to test it, and you guys could tell me if you could hear it or not. Sumner, just what the heck?
By myself?
No, yeah, I'll call you.
Hey, Ben, my fearless warrior, man. Come on. I love it. Good man. Good man.
Let's go. Let's go.
Love it. Come on, LIA members. Where are you guys at? Step up. All
right, Sumner, mute your mic for a second and then answer the call. And then just let me know if you guys could hear this.
Okay, hold on.
Yellow. Perfect.
Hey, can you guys hear that?
Yep.
That was clear? Okay. So we always like to make a test call first before we call anybody else. I just want to make sure everything's good. So I'm going to call this lead. Let me just pull her information up here.
Dennis, we can fit. How many more people can we fit on the
8 in total.
8? I'm going to put it in the chat. We can fit.
Okay. Let me see. Her name is Jane Wilson. Callback number. Okay. 252. You guys will see, like, my style when I talk to sellers is not pushy. It's not anything. I don't really try to push them. I try to just build rapport and become their friend, right? That's really, at the end of the day, what it's all about. Everybody has a different style. A lot of people are very salesy. At the end of the day, we're a buyer of the property. We're not trying to sell them anything. So you don't have to sell them, right? So my style is very conversational, right? I just talk to people and have a good conversation. By the end of the call, it's like we're best friends. So, and you'll see like what we do too, depending on the type of person that answers, you're going to respond a little bit different. Okay. So she might not answer because she wants us to call between 12 and 4, but whatever. There we go. You guys are here.
Yep.
Hello? Hello, Jane?
Who's calling?
Hey, Jane, how you doing? It's Dennis with Cash for Land. I'm just returning your call.
Oh, okay.
How
let
are?
Me, let me plug my phone in. I have so many harassing calls that I generally have to ask who's calling because.
No, I get that. I'm sure a lot of people call us. We all get them. Don't worry. It's not just exclusive to you.
I know, but it's just.
It's intrusive.
It is, and I just wonder, how they get my phone number.
You know what? That's the thing. Everything is public record nowadays. So if people want it, they just pay for it. That's the way everything is. Can't hide nothing anymore.
I'm not trying to hide. They're on my landline phone. They're on my cell phone. They're on my computer.
Yeah, it's so funny though. It's crazy because people always say like, "Oh, my number. How do they get my number?" And it's funny because if you think about it, we used to put our phone numbers in a big book and then mail it to people's doors all over the country. You know what I mean? And it's just like, wow, I can't believe that.
Well, that's true, but that was a different world then.
Totally different world. Totally different world. But yeah, you're right. It's just funny. Are you plugged in? You ready to go?
Am I ready to go?
Yeah, you said you were plugging in your phone. You're good. You're good.
No, I've already plugged it in.
Okay, great. Yeah, so I just wanted to follow up with you and just talk to you about your property. I know it looks like you said you're interested in selling the smaller parcel. Is that the only parcel you're interested in selling, or?
That's correct.
Okay.
That's 18 points, maybe 5.3 acres.
Okay, gotcha. I'm taking a look at it now. It's got road access, right down White Street. Is that correct?
Well, it's got road access to the actual farm, but this is a track on the farm.
Okay, gotcha.
So it's not really, I would not consider it road access.
Okay.
To that track. Which
Gotcha.
The road access is to the actual farm.
Okay, I gotcha. All right, because that's one thing we always look for is that we need to have good road access.
Well, I can understand that.
Yeah, because you got to be able to get to it, right?
Right.
Okay, no worries. We could take a look at that. Now, is there anything on the property? No structures or anything like that? Is it just vacant land?
It's just land growing pine trees.
Okay. Do you harvest them?
No, they're probably going to be thinned in another year, but they're not quite ready to be thinned now. At least they weren't last fall. Maybe with all the rain we've had this spring, they will be ready to be thinned. But it's hard to get trees thinned when you don't have at least 50 or 60 acres because it costs so much for the tree people to move their equipment. They really won't help you.
It sounds like you've so do you do like timber investing? So you buy land and then grow timber on it and then sell it?
Actually, I was fortunate enough to inherit land that I'm going timber on.
Oh, wow. Okay. So this is kind of like your family kind of did it and now you get to reap some of the benefits, right?
Actually, they didn't do it. They were, this land had cattle. We had like 1,000 head of cattle.
Mm.
But anyway, when my daddy died,
Mm.
I was renting the land, and that was just no income whatsoever. But
Sure.
then a program came along where you were getting $100 and some an acre for 15 years for growing timber.
Okay.
And it was some kind of like a water conservation program where the land had to be within so many feet of like a flowing creek or something. And fortunately, I had a lot of land that was near a pond or a creek or something.
Gotcha. Okay. That's pretty cool. So this small parcel though, that's not the only one that you have then, I assume, right? Because there's no way you could have 1,000 cattle on there.
No, that's true. I own over 900 acres of land.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. So right now, just the small parcel is the only one that you kind of are looking to move. The other ones you're still cash flowing on.
Correct.
Nice. Okay. Okay. Do you own any adjacent parcels to this where we could deed access to this parcel?
I don't understand your question.
So you said there's no access to this parcel, right? You said it was blocked by the farm.
I mean, I can give you access.
Oh, okay. Perfect. Okay. Let me take a look at this. Now, so what's the main reason?
But now it's not going to be on a paved road. It's going to be on a path.
Sure. Okay. Well, we could work that out. As long as it's deeded and there's actual access to the property, that's the main thing. It doesn't have to be a paved road or anything like that. We just look for something that's, in writing and deeded. So, okay. That works for me. We'll just look into that a little bit further, but no big deal there. Does this property still cash flow or not really? Like you said, it has to be thinned and stuff.
That property is not bringing in any income until probably next year. Although, like I said previously, we've had so much rain this year, it may surprise me with how much it's grown, and it can be thinned.
Okay.
But I mean, I haven't gone over there because we've had so much rain, and
sure.
I knew that would get stuck.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. You don't want to get the equipment stuck. Okay. I might have to pick your brain a little bit on the timber farming because I've actually I've never gone down that road, but it seems like you're really well versed in that. So I'd love to learn a little bit from you. But let's take one step at a time, right? Okay. I mean, the parcel looks pretty good to us. We're just gonna have to look into a few things. As far as everything else, what would stop you from selling this now?
Getting money that people owe me.
A lot of people aren't paying you.
Well, it's complicated, but I don't know.
Sure. I'm from Jersey. Do you need any help?
No, I'm okay. But
you sure?
I'm positive.
Okay. Just kidding.
That's really the only reason I'm considering selling that property.
Okay. All right. Here's what I'm gonna do. I mean, I think everything looks good to me. We could probably get the process started. So what would happen next is basically we could issue a contract. And then at that point, once you sign it, then we open up title. And then that's when we just make sure like everything was passed down and everything like that in a good way. As long as everything is good, then, we're pretty much good to go.
Okay, so I think this is a strange company you have if you don't even look at the property.
So what we do, we actually have a guy. No, so it does sound weird, right? What we do is we look at everything online, and then we actually have people that are in the area. So we have a realtor over there. His name is Chase Furlow, and what we do is we pay him money to go. We pay him to go out, and he walks the property and takes a look at it. But as you know,
he's a realtor. He's not going to know.
He works. So no, he only does land. He only does land. He doesn't do houses.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a land realtor. Yeah, totally different class. Like that's all he does. So he works for Mossy Oak, so that's all he knows is land. But what he does is one, you know how landowners are. I'm not going to send somebody to go look at the property until we either have a contract or something like that because I don't want to get shot. And I know, nobody wants to shoot anybody else, right? So we always like to.
People know to come down. See, I live on the other side of this farm, 350-acre farm.
Okay.
And I mean, they know not to come down my driveway because they know I'll shoot.
See, exactly, exactly what I said, right? So
everybody on that other side that will shoot you.
That's exactly why I said that because I know I'm not messing around. I know you guys aren't messing around, right? So what we like to do is first like look at it online. It looks pretty good. We talk to you. We make sure, everything sounds pretty good. And then once we send the contract, that's when we bring it to title, confirm ownership. And then once we confirm ownership, then we send out our people to go walk the property and look at it. So
now, how do you confirm ownership? I mean, I've got my tax records that, I can show you that I've paid for X number of years on this property.
So
open it even maybe back to 2003 or 4.
Mm-hmm.
Or, I mean, I'm sure there's something in the courthouse that will verify that I own it.
Yeah, that's what they do. So what happens is we bring it to our attorney and he also pulls title. So what he's going to do is go ahead and take a look at the property. He checks chain of title, right? He says, okay, Jane Wilson, you bought this property on this year and this so-and-so sold it to you or you inherited from so-and-so and then they bought the property this time and then they bought the property. They go back, right? So that's their job. They're just confirming.
I did purchase.
Yeah.
My sister not where you inherited, but she's dead.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. You sound young.
Well, I've led a very active life.
Okay. Good.
Anyway, I've just come inside from watering because we're in a drought now, and
Really,
I've got Japanese maples and all kinds of gorgeous flora that I do not want to lose in this drought.
No, I could send you some rain from New Jersey. It's rained for the past 2 weeks. You want some?
Yes, all that you can send because the weather is. And it's gotten hot and now it's dry, and so everything is demanding a lot of attention in my yard.
I'm gonna have to come down and actually look at this property and see your Japanese maples. What else do you grow? You grow all kinds of things?
I would not believe my Japanese maples. I live on a slope,
so
when it rains, they all get more than adequate amount of rain. And they are huge.
Really?
I mean, they look like something you would see in Savannah.
Oh, wow.
Excuse me, or Charleston. I mean, they're huge. And the leaves have like, I don't know how to describe it. They start out maybe like pink, and then a month later, they have like a green outer edge and a green center. And then they turn another color, and yeah, they're fascinating. Yeah,
I love Japanese maples. We had a big one. It had like a almost like a 20-foot width. Like what am I trying to say? The from one end to the tree to the other end. Why can't I think?
Believe that. I think I've got more than 20 feet on mine.
Wow. Okay, I got to come down there. I'm envious. I love horticulture and trees and stuff like that. So this interests me a lot.
You're a strange creature because most men, they think if they have mowed the grass, their yard is done.
Oh no, I plant about 2 trees a year on my property.
I should say, mowed their weeds.
Mow their weeds. No, I used to actually. One of my first jobs ever was I worked at a greenhouse, and we used to. I love doing that stuff. I honestly do. So yeah, I'm a bit envious that you have 900 acres of beauty. I'm not gonna lie.
All in one place.
Oh, it's all in one place too. Is it all contiguous?
No, it is not all in one place. It's in 3 different locations.
Really? Okay. Okay, so you live near this property, the 18 acre. You said you live on the 300 acre, right?
I live on the opposite side of this property.
Gotcha.
I mean, it's like I don't know how to explain it. I'm on the highway side, whereas the property that you're looking at, you enter from the town side.
Okay. Gotcha. So it's like almost like you're in a different town. You're so far away.
That's true.
Awesome. All right. I love it. How about this? Do I have your email? Is it Jane C. Wilson at Gmail?
Correct. Yes.
Okay. If I send you a contract through that email, does that work for you? And then we get the process started.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So that's just step one. The contract is exactly what we sent you. It's the same exact thing, same verbiage. I'm just going to fill it out and then send you an electronic signature. And once we do that, that's when we just start looking into things.
So you're saying DocuSign?
Yeah, DocuSign. Yeah, it's just an online signature.
Okay.
Does that work?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. Yeah, so I'll send you that. And then once that's sent over, all you do is sign it, and then we'll send that to title, and then we start opening the conversation up again, and that's when we really dig into everything. Okay.
Okay.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that works for me. You should see that. I have a couple things going on now, so can I get it to you by the morning? Does that work?
Yes.
Awesome. All right. Well, I look forward to coming down to your property and having lunch with you one day. What should I bring?
A fishing pole. I've got a huge lake.
Oh, come on. Don't stop making me jealous. I'm going to have to move in.
Huge ponds that you can, it was built in a trench, not a trench, but a ravine. And the water at the end where you've got the walkway where you used to be able to actually drive across is 17 feet.
Wow.
It's fed by 2 springs.
Do you stock it at all, or is it all?
So it's just, it really needs to be fished because it's probably, the fish are probably struggling for something to eat because there's so darn many.
Okay. I'll bring my cousin Nick. He's a big fisherman, so he'll take care of that for you. And then we'll cook you up some nice, what do you got, some catfish in there?
I don't know. I know that I've got huge bass and I've got brim.
Okay.
But I don't know about catfish, but I guess there are catfish in literally everywhere.
They're everywhere.
But maybe the pond's got to be more shallow to have catfish. I don't know.
They'll live anywhere. Go in the little holes in the corners. We'll make some bass fritters and make some tacos and stuff. It'll be good.
Oh, I'll believe this when I see it.
You believe it. I'm known to travel. I love going to see my properties and stuff like that. So I will definitely be out there.
All right.
All righty. All right, Jane. It's great talking to you.
I've got a very busy July coming up. So just give me a heads up and I'll tell you whether I'm available.
Okay. Perfect. Well, we'll be in touch because I'll definitely make something happen. And we'll take it from there. All right.
Okay.
Awesome. Yes. All right, Jane. Well, it was great talking to you. And you should see that contract in your email by the morning, and we'll go from there.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much. You have a great night.
Thank you. Bye-bye. You too.
Bye now.
Boom. That's how you do it. Dude, the amount of old women that Dennis is promising to take out to lunch is extraordinary. Every call, you're like, I'll take you out to lunch. A quick video. Dennis, give me a rundown. Locked up the deal. How much are you going to make?
All right. So this property right here, I'll be honest with you, Sumner, I really did not comp this property too well. But the reason why I'm doing this, one, there's a couple things like why I want this property. One, she owns 900 acres. Okay. So if I buy an 18-acre parcel from her, then she's going to eventually think, hey, look, I'm getting old. I'm tired. I want to sell another piece of my land. Let me call Dennis. It was easy, and I know he could do it, right? So this type of property, one, there's pine on it. So I most likely would keep this. Okay. So I'll probably harvest the pine next year. And another reason why I want to keep this is what we do is we try to keep every 5th property we flip, and we keep that because it's a paid off property and we can secure debt to that property so that if we need lending on another property, we have an asset that has no debt on it that we could secure debt to, so that we could go buy another asset and not have to worry about timelines or dates or closings or anything like that. Right. So I'll keep this property in our portfolio and sit on it and just cash flow a little bit if I can. And then this builds rapport. But if I were to sell this, then let's just go down that route. This we mailed at 31,668, right? 32, almost 32,000. So let's zoom out. Now I know for a fact we just bought, we have 4 properties under contract in this same county. And one parcel is a 11 acre that we're buying for 60 and selling for 140,000. So I can't see this trading too much differently than that. But let's take a look at where we are.
So wait, you said buy for 30, you think sell for 140?
No, I'm just saying in reference, we have another property that we're buying for 60 and selling for
quick spitball
140.
math. What do you think on this?
I think it's a buy for 30, sell for, if I chop this up, see how the parcel sits.
Yeah.
So if I chop this up, it's kind of a little weird, right? So you got, this is the road coming in. So I'd have to sell partial this, and then this whole side would be another one. So I'd probably say buy for 30, sell for 70, maybe 80, if I were to do it. Just based on,
what do you think as is? Is it just a standard flip if you just sold it as is today, no subdivide?
30 to 60, I'd say pretty easily.
Okay.
Pretty easily.
You think chopping it up only adds 10 grand to value?
I think it's just because this parcel, I'm thinking net, like after I do everything, it probably adds more, to be honest with you. I'm just thinking the way this parcel lays, it doesn't really lay that great because you'd have like a small house and then all your houses back here.
Yeah.
You're kind of tucked away. This was the prime property. This is the one that's going to sell for the most.
Yeah.
I could be totally wrong. You know this more than I do, but I would probably ask you all the questions that I need to know answers to. So what would you think?
In terms of what it's worth?
Or what would you think you would do to divide that property up?
I mean, let's go look at comps before I give.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull up comps. So
I like the location. I love when you're kind of like that last big acreage lot in a town, right? So you got Warrington, mostly smaller infill, rural infill stuff, and then boom, you're the big lot that's left in town. Love that. Like those deals typically crush for us, and obviously lend well to a subdivide if you were to subdivide. So how big is this lot?
18 acres.
Okay, 18 acres. Let's just take a look at Warrington. Put me on lands.
Do you want to do this? I can give you the. You can
no, we'll just do a quick. Let's do a quick analysis. We don't need to get too in the weeds. Go land. Give me like 5+. Just I want to see it all.
Okay.
And we'll just
1 year.
Yeah, 1 year.
Move out
so there's 137 for a 34, 57 for a 9. It depends. I would have to look at the map on the property and see. Can you scroll down?
Yeah.
And see how the property sits. It looked like it was a little funk. 57.
9.5.
You got
57.
Some duplication on the comp, so they are duplicating. I mean, yeah, if you chop that up, I'd be shocked if that didn't sell for 90, 100K. It just depends on how the property sits. I didn't really, the map right was kind of hard for me to digest what was going on there. If you zoom in again.
Yeah, so you actually have King Street you could come in on, and then White Street. So technically King Street could be one entrance, White Street could be this entrance.
Yeah.
So
and there is a road that does peel to the back, yeah. Dude, I don't know. It's a pretty nice property. I mean, you're the last big lot in the town. I think it's 6 figures plus. I don't know. Frankly,
possibly.
I don't know if Warrington's a hot area. It could be like a land banking piece as well. You just hold on to.
Yeah, I mean, this is a 9 acre for 50K. If we're buying this,
it's nice. It's got a water feature.
I think she said this has. Yeah, I don't know if this has water on it. Let's see.
What's on market? Let's go look at the on market real quick.
I know we looked at this. Rob was saying that it was pretty light out here.
No inventory.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a deal. Frankly, I don't think I would. I mean, I don't know. Depends on how much capital you guys got in the business. It seems like a pretty good flip.
I know, but I feel like if I flip it, I'm gonna lose her trust
The bigger play.
on the bigger
Yeah.
plays than 900 acres.
Oh, there's something to be said about that. And probably not a bad land banking piece. You should look into like the story with this county in Warrenton. I mean, North Carolina, a lot of parts of the states are on the up and coming. I wonder if that's the case here too. From a land banking perspective, I mean, like, dude, you're the last big lot in town. What if Warrenton does become a cute little trendy neighborhood and you're the last one that could be subdivided or developed on in a big way? So cool deal, no matter what. I mean, you're walking in with probably 60, 70K of equity. And so
Yeah,
you could get lending on that pretty easily. I don't know.
I mean,
I like that deal.
I'm buying it less than $2,000 an acre on the East Coast in North Carolina.
Yeah, it's hard to go wrong with that. In a town, like this isn't bum freak nowhere. This is in a town, and it looks like it's like the last big lot in the town. I don't think you can go wrong with that.
Look at Raleigh Durham right here.
Yeah. Every deal I've ever had that's the last big lot in like a city or one of the last ones, they do numbers. Look out for that. When you're it's like that little rural infill lots, and then boom, there's 20, 30, 40 acre. Those deals do wonderful for us. Let's put some people on the hot seat. We got the fearless LIA Flyers over here. We got Andrew, we got Ben, we got John, and we got a guest appearance with Mr. Justin Page. Anyone who's ever signed up for LIA has probably talked to Justin before. It's actually pretty much impossible that you haven't talked to Justin. What's cool is you guys may or may not know, Justin's also a land investor. Justin's building his land business with his dad, which is dope. And so Justin's going to get in the hot seat. He's going to call some people tonight. Who's got time commitments? Who needs to call first? Ben, you look antsy. Justin, we'll get you next.
I gotta
your hand over there, man. Okay.
So want to hop in the seat.
Can we give Big BG a lead to call?
Yep, pulling him up right now. Anybody? Right. While I'm doing that, anybody have any feedback from my call?
I mean, if no one's ever watched a Dennis sales call before, they're powerful. It's a good reminder of what really matters, right? They don't go deep into the properties talking about getting catfish or maple trees. It's like rapport, right? And he really rolled pretty well when she called him out for like, what? This is a weird business you got. Some people start to clam up and they feel like they have to justify themselves. Just super smooth. Oh, no, we got a realtor that goes and walks it, laughs about it. Really fluid, right? Really just kind of like it's almost like a dance with her. And he's making her laugh and charm. That stuff to me is the intangibles that's so hard to hire within an acquisition manager that makes all the difference. It's not about getting on there and saying, how much road frontage do you have? What's this? What's that? The utilities. You'll just piss people off doing that, frankly. Build the rapport. You do your own due diligence outside of it. You can use some of that stuff for a conversation starter. I think one of my favorite things to ask as it pertains to the property is, how'd you end up owning it, right? Almost every landowner has a story to tell. And frankly, part of the reason that people sell to someone that they have rapport with, there's a legacy component, right? Wanting to make sure that that property gets put into good hands. For smaller properties, doesn't really typically seem to be true, right? Go buy $1,000 lot in Costilla. They don't really give a hoot who's buying it. But when you're selling out a legacy piece like this, a bigger property that's been in the family for a long time or something that they've worked on, they do care and it does matter. And so when someone comes along, they might offer 40 grand and Dennis is at 30. I would put my freaking life on it that the deal goes to Dennis, right? Money is not the only factor as to why someone chooses a buyer to work with. There's a lot more that goes into it. I think too, a really interesting takeaway that if you're new to the land game, and maybe you come from other real estate verticals, or maybe you're just brand new to real estate in general, there is a misnomer in land that people sell because they're distressed. Some of our sellers are distressed, not all of them. The vast majority are not. The vast majority want the easy button to liquidate a hard to liquidate asset. And they want to do it with someone they know, like, and trust and think they're going to do good things with the property, right? So yeah, I think that was a great call. If anyone has any questions on it, they can put it down below. I'm telling you, Dennis, if you ever want to get out of land and come work for me, dude, doors always open, man. Doors always open. I would love to hire you. What that sauce that Dennis has is like, that is the intangibles we try to find in acquisition managers. And it's freaking hard to find. It's not easy. You won't find that on someone's resume. Like, this is not the basic stuff that you're going to pick up instantly. That's why, like, for me, most of hiring is, how does the person make me feel? How do they conversate? How do they hold themselves? What's their body language? One of the things that we do too when we're hiring, I just got off of a couple one-on-one coaching sessions before this, and so it's like high on my mind. We're talking a lot about hiring. Well, one of the things that I really look to hire for too is integrity. How the heck do you hire for integrity? That sounds really difficult to do. Well, I'll create these little like kind of like decision walls, right? And one you could even do, which might be a little bit extreme, but you could ask, even if it's a VA, ask them how much money is in your bank account. Then have them send a screenshot, right? These little tests to find out what's the character of this person. How do they hold themselves? That stuff to me matters way more than their technical abilities or what job they worked at last or whatever it may be. We can train for all that stuff. And so I think what you see here in Dennis, you can emulate pieces of that in your own acquisition game, but really that's not what we're here to do, right? We're here to build businesses. And what you want to take away is, can you find that X factor that Dennis has in your hires? At the end of the day, this is just a people business. It's a labor play. You need talent, and you need great talent. Having someone like Dennis on your business is a effing rainmaker. That could change your business overnight, right? I can't stress enough how much people will make or break your success in this business. I often get asked, Sumner, what was your biggest regret building your land business thus far? I'm sure I'll have many others, but thus far, it has been cheaping out on talent, taking the easy button, taking the cheap option, taking what was convenient instead of going a mile deep and really finding the good people. And something that I'm still working on, frankly. But yeah, great takeaway for everyone. All right, BG, you ready to rock it? We'll put Dennis, do you want to put the details in the LIA sales training Discord?
It's in the private chat.
Yep.
So if you go to private chat, I got some stuff. I called Texas and said, honestly, so Ben, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Guys,
Don't
never
worry
worry. Ben just said, hey, I'm going to call Texas because I have a 214 area code. I really don't think it makes a difference this day and age. I mean, sometimes maybe Texas, good old boys, they don't want to answer, but whatever. You don't really have to worry about it. Now, these leads are actually some of Sumner's old leads. So all these have been touched by Land Pioneer, and they kind of just fell through the cracks. Maybe they weren't ready to close, whatever the case might be. We don't really have all the information. We have some. I actually thought we had pulled everything out, but we didn't. But I'll pull out what I can now, and then I'll send it over to you. But yeah, if you want, I mean, if you really want to call Texas, you could do your thing. But
it was just more so easy. I mean, I don't really care. It's not. I just wanted to be able to pull up, just at least look at a map while I'm talking.
Sure.
Other than that, yeah.
You call Texas. Do your thing. Call Texas. I just dropped the APN right there. So call. This lead is in Colorado, Texas. Funny.
Yeah.
And that's it. So all you're gonna do is just say, "Hey, look, I'm just touching base with you again, following up to see where you're at. If you're still interested in selling, and just go from there." All right. I'm gonna get more leads ready to go while you guys are doing that, and I will be listening. And
see. And let me just make sure Colorado and how about the lot size?
Hey, for everyone that's watching at home, before we get into this, if you guys are enjoying this, or if Ben drops some fire on this call, throw a little emoji in the chat. It's weird because this is like a monologue. Like, we're all talking, you guys are watching. If you guys like it, give us some thumbs up. Give us some emoji so we know what's up. All right, Ben. Sorry to interrupt.
Okay. Let me call Angela. And who am I calling on behalf of? What company?
This was a good question. I mean, you could say, dude, if they remember us, that would be miraculous. But you could say the Land Pioneer. I don't think it's that big of a deal, though. I doubt they'll remember us.
I'll be honest with you. Sometimes people overthink this stuff. And at the end of the day, if they're looking to sell, they're looking to sell, right? Yeah. And just because you're calling and you're just saying, hey, I think you spoke to somebody a little while ago, and I'm just curious if you're still looking to sell. That's pretty much it.
Okay. Sounds good.
Do your thing.
Calling out.
All right. Everyone mute themselves.
You guys hear that?
Hi, this is Angie Annick with Terrapin Real Estate. If you've reached this message, I am either away from my phone, on the other line, or with a client. Please leave a message and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Your call is important to me. Thank you and have a blessed day. At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished
Probably
recording,
calling
you
him
may
down from
hang
the
up
client,
or
right?
press 1 for more
You just hang
options.
up. Yeah, I would just move on.
Okay.
Here, I'll give
All right,
you.
let's see.
That was David Fay. You called.
That was Angela Annis, Colorado, Texas.
Okay. Call this number. I might have actually jacked something up and gave you the wrong lead. His name is David Fay. This is the actual APN. Sorry, we had pulled this stuff, but for some reason it didn't drop the APNs when we pulled it.
Okay. Is this still
Thanks, Rob.
is this the same county or different?
Yeah, this is Colorado, Texas. This is David Fay.
Okay.
That's the phone number.
Okay. Got it. All right.
So something got jacked up here. I don't know what happened, but the leads got all jumbled. So I got to pull them back out of our CRM. So I'm doing that right now.
Dial right now. Okay, that's who I thought I saw. 2, 3, 6, 5, 5, 5, 2. Okay, here we go.
Oh, this is David.
Hey, David. This is Ben from Land Growth Capital. I believe you called a while back about potentially selling your land, and I'm just following up now to see if you still had any interest.
Yeah, I don't remember the conversation exactly. What was it? For which acreage? Did y'all contact me or?
Yeah, I believe you responded to one of our letters about regarding your piece of property. I think it's let's see, quick math. I just have it in here in square feet in front of me. Pardon, but I believe it was about 81 acres.
Yeah, we had 3 different sections, I think. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I think y'all were gonna come back and with a proposal or something.
Okay. Yeah. Do you remember that conversation?
Briefly, I think there was 2 parts of that. I think y'all were looking at. One was on one side of the creek and the other was on the other side, but we would sell all of that at one piece at one time.
Okay. So there's a couple different parcels. All right. I understand.
Correct. Yeah.
Got it. And
one's on one side of the county and one's on the other. It's 2 separate counties, but one piece of property.
Okay. No worries. What, can you remind me again, why are you choosing to sell right now?
Well, we just don't need it. We're not using it or anything. We have it leased out for cattle and stuff, but it's just too far from our other property and stuff.
Okay. All right. What, how'd you come into the property to begin with?
Just family property.
Family property and inheritance.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. How many cattle do you have on it right now? Is it, as you said, you leased it, right? So it's not.
Yeah, it's leased right now.
Okay. Got it. How long has there been cattle on the property?
Forever. Forever. 100 years.
100 years.
Hundreds of years.
Gotcha. So it's just grazing land. Nothing.
Correct. It is. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Have you guys had any other ideas or plans for the property, or is it just what?
No, that's it.
That's it.
Just we just don't need it.
Okay. Fair enough.
And it's all cleared except for a little bit of woods on one side of the creek. It's a beautiful creek that runs right through the middle of it, or the top third of it. But yeah, it's nice. I think there's a couple ponds on it too, smaller ponds.
Cool. Any fishing?
I don't think no, there's not. They're not good for fishing, I don't think.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, David. I'm glad you're still interested in selling. I need to do. I'm trying to find it on the map. I'm not exactly sure where it's located. What's the nearest city that you're located on? Because I'm pulling it up.
Sealy. It's between Sealy, closer to Sealy, Texas.
Sealy, Texas. Okay, gotcha. I played a baseball tournament down there a long time ago. Right off 10. Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Which
And
parcel?
I think it's Schultz Road.
Schultz Road. Okay.
I believe that's what it's called.
Okay. All right. You have a preference as far as which property, which parcel you prefer selling first?
Well, you kind of have to do all of it at once, I would think.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah. Because that 80 whatever acres I think you're talking about is on the west side of the creek, and then all the rest of it's on the east side. Okay. So to get to the back side, you'd have to go through the front.
Okay. All right. Gotcha.
The road side.
Okay. I'm understanding now. So there's no legal there's no access to that back parcel without access to the front.
Right.
So,
without an easement somewhere.
Okay. So it's about 100. So what do you say? It's about 160 acres total.
I want to say 116 maybe.
116. Okay.
Or 112. I'd have to. I'm nowhere in front of a computer right now to pull that up.
Okay. All right. And just curious, so why now? What are you going to do with the with the proceeds of the cash once we hand it to you?
I don't know. Pay off bills.
Pay the bills. Yeah.
Retire. Not retire, but just live off of it.
There you go. Okay. All right. Well, listen, David, I appreciate the time. I will, and I appreciate you again, especially in the evening, taking some time out of your day to speak.
Absolutely.
We'll definitely be in touch, and I'll get back to you very, very quickly as far as what we're thinking. All right.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Okay. Just really quick. I know we didn't touch on it. I know, but ballpark, what are you guys looking to sell them for?
I have no idea.
No idea.
I'd have to see talk to our realtor, see what the land's going for, what the comps are next to it and stuff.
Okay.
The last I heard it was like, I don't know, somewhere around 20 or something.
20 an acre or 20 total?
No, 20,000 an acre.
20,000
is what that area is, right by 10, and there's some pretty big development that's going to happen in the next couple of years going in. So it's going to really, the value is going to like skyrocket. We should keep it for a couple more years, but
yeah, no, I know exactly what you're saying. There's been communities going all the way down that are
they're cutting a huge water park, largest in the U.S.
Oh, nice! I'll have to bring my kids there when it opens.
Yeah, I know. It's going in right in that area.
Okay. Good to know. Well,
yeah.
Well, good reason to come down and visit then, one way or the other.
All right. Well, get back with me then.
All right, David. We'll be in touch.
Bye.
Take care.
Thank you. Bye.
Hey, Dennis.
All right. A little fumbling, but I feel like
No, you're good, bro. It's always nerve-wracking doing it in front of people. Dennis, what's the seller's name? I'm gonna look up the record.
This guy, what was he?
Yes, so this was part of the problem too. When I pulled him up on David Data Tree, it didn't show, the record didn't show up, even though his living trust was there, the Resnick Living Trust.
Yeah, it's David.
David Resnick.
David Fay Resnick, possibly. Yeah.
Yeah. So like APN didn't really help, but I think
yeah.
David Fay.
Okay. Yeah, this is actually an interesting property. It's got road frontage along a pretty good slice of it. It's got flood zones running through it, and it got a river kind of in the middle of it. Trying to think, what was our last feedback on this property? I don't know. Interesting. Okay.
So honestly, I'll tell you the truth. I thought you did good on the call. Now, there's a reason why we don't give you everything, right? One, I don't really have everything. But two, if I gave you everything, sometimes it's actually harder, right? I want you to struggle a little bit. I want you to struggle just a little bit. Why? Because these calls are not your leads, right?
Yeah.
Which actually, just so you guys know, everybody inside LIA, if you guys are in LIA, every other Thursday we do these calls. and I host them. And if you guys end up locking up a deal, you guys get paid as an acquisitions manager. So just joining LIA gives you a path to make money without any ad spend. So it's pretty sweet. So you guys get paid as an acquisitions manager. So let's say you go lock up this deal and it's $1 million deal, and you'll get paid as an acquisitions manager. Either on the front end, we could pay you, you get less, or on the back end, when we actually dispo the deal, you get more. Really cool. So keep that in mind. You got to service this lead as if it's your own. But still, back to my point, I think you did really good because you struggled a little bit, but it's a learning curve, right? You got to learn about something. You got to ask questions. If you have everything in front of you, you're just going to ask the questions that are in front of you and like say, how many, like all this stuff. You're going to say, so the 80 acres, what are you doing with your 80 acres, right? You gleaned more stuff out of him by not having any information, right?
Yep.
So
forces you to make conversation.
Exactly.
I appreciate that. It's definitely something where you've done it a bunch of times where you're just calm, cool, collected when you run into here's an obstacle, you just move this way, you just kind of move it and dancing the other way around. So I totally makes sense.
Yeah. So that's personally I like to do it. So that's why I'll always give you guys just like the lead name, the APN, and the phone number, and then you guys go do the rest, right? Just go make mistakes, right? What's the worst case scenario? They say, no, I'm not interested in selling. Okay, no big deal. Move on to the next one.
Right.
It happens.
Just the tip. I think too, also on top of that, I think there's so much value in going through and having a bad call. Like a shitty call shows you that the repercussions are really low, right? I suffered from this for years. I was talking fast. I didn't want them to be awkward pauses. I didn't want them to think I was stupid. I didn't know anything. And so when you remove that fear of the worst case, you show up like Dennis. They could throw anything at you. You're chilling. They're in your frame. You're relaxed. You're mellow. And so I think that a lot of times we buy into their frame and we're trying to, and so just kind of feeling what a bad call feels like, I think removes some of that anxiety around it. Took me years. I mean, yeah, it still happens. Sometimes you get a really tough lead that does kind of make you nervous, I think too, this is minor, but when we're trying to figure out what do you roughly what they want for the property, I always like framing it under the guise of what do you want to net, right? What does he want to sell them for? Well, he wants to sell them for top dollar. He wants to sell them as much as he possibly can. So we're kind of teeing him up to say that, where it's how much money do you want to put in your pocket? And we're just trying to figure out what his needs actually are. They don't. Sometimes they still say the same shit. They just say, I want 20K an acre, which I just looked up that property. Retail subdivided is 20K an acre. So I think that's why we walked away from the deal. The interesting thing is, though, I don't know if you felt this, Dennis. Mm-hmm. I think there's motivation there, despite putting out a weird offer. I do think there's motivation there.
Yeah, I think there was motivation. He definitely does want to sell. Now, he doesn't know why he wants to sell. He doesn't really show. He didn't really lay out his cards saying, well, I need the money for X, Y, and Z. You did ask the right question, because what I always do, so this is a pro tip too. If you're asking a question, you really want that answer, ask it 3 times in 3 different ways. Okay. So ask him, hey, what are you going to do? When you sell, what are you going to go buy a Ferrari or something like that? And just make a joke out of it. And he'll be like, yeah, no, it's actually a Porsche I want. Okay, cool. So the guy's just selling for money, trying to get top dollar. Right.
Yeah.
But another way to ask it is hey, so if you sell this tomorrow, are you, what's your plans? Are you going to just buy a house for your mom, or you just hang out with it? Or, just ask random questions and try to get them to say why they're going to sell. Yeah. Because sometimes they'll just gleam over and they'll be like, I think it's time. Yeah. Well, if you ask it in 1 or 2 different ways, frame it a little bit different, they're going to come and actually answer it at some point. Right.
Really good point. Yeah. So, that direct question of how much do you want, or what do you want to sell, or even what do you want to net, you almost set yourself up for failure. I like that kind of reverse around. Oh, you're gonna buy a new house, Ferrari, whatever it may be.
I like the framing too of what do you want to, what are you going to do with the money?
Yeah.
What do you want to buy? What are you buying first?
Yeah. I like that. And kind of making a joke out of it. I also think too, something, I don't know if you guys picked up on this, but something that I found interesting on that call. A, I'm almost positive that this obviously has been in his family for a long time. And B, it sounds like he inherited it. He sounded like he didn't know much about the land. It kind of sounded like a kid, honestly.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, we've been running cattle for hundreds of years. Well, what do we know? He's got very little intrinsic connection to the property, most likely. And it sounds like he does have some need for money. He kind of spilled the beans on bills. He's
Yep.
not like, I'm going to go do something cool with the money or invest it. It's like, oh shit, there's stuff hanging over my head. I got to go pay. So we've actually got some leverage on him that we just kind of gleaned from that call, that I think with our follow-ups, we could be a little more aggressive with positioning and offer, because I do think there's some real needs to sell.
One thing
it's a
too,
funky property though. We would definitely be pretty far off from this price is the problem. We underwrote it at 10K an acre is what we need to be at.
One thing too, Ben, is that breadcrumb that he dropped, that he's got bills that he wants to pay off, right?
Yeah.
That's a breadcrumb, right? You want to take those, put them in your pocket, and use them later, right? You're going to listen to sellers, and they're going to drop little things the whole time. They always drop like little intangibles, little secrets, little things that are clues to their lives, right? So the lady that I called before, right? I knew she owned a whole bunch of acreage. I didn't lead off saying like, hey, I know you own 900 acres, right? I was just interested in the one parcel, right?
Yeah.
Then I started asking little breadcrumb questions, and she kept dropping them like, well, this is a pine land. And then I was like, oh, how can you grow that much pine on this little bit of acreage? And she's like, no, I own 900 acres. It's like, oh, okay, cool. But those breadcrumbs that he dropped are the same thing, right? He said, like, I have to sell, I need to pay bills. Okay, cool. That's something that you put in your back pocket and bring it up maybe in the next call. Say, hey, look, if we were to do this, I know you want to do that. Like, I know you got some bills to pay. He also said, let me ask my realtor, right? That's another breadcrumb. Yeah. When you call him back and just say, hey, look, I think, we're taking a look at the property. I just need to get a little bit more information from you specifically. Like, that's when you ask like about water and all that stuff. Then you say, hey, look, I know you said your realtor took a look at this. Why aren't you just listing it? If it's got market value and all that stuff and you need the money, why don't you just list it?
Yep.
And then he could say something like, well, I need the money faster. Boom. Yep. You just hit him.
It's a great point.
You just took two breadcrumbs, put them together, and now you go
and fucking bake the cake.
Yep. Bake the cake, baby.
That's good, man. It's good. Well, thank you for stepping up to the plate, Ben. We always appreciate it.
No worries.
Good
Thanks,
stuff.
Thanks, guys. I got hop off, but that was
all right.
Was
see you,
fun.
Ben.
I appreciate
cool.
the live learning.
Andrew, John, rock, paper, scissors. Who wants to go?
I'll go.
Andrew go for it. He wants to go. Oh, John, you want to go?
Let's do it.
Let's do it, man.
All right.
So if he starts barking, we'll just.
Hey, Dennis, just do you want to? Well, actually, I don't know. Where are you dropping the info at?
This is the private chat. So look on the side of StreamYard. There's the comments up top and then private chat on the right.
Yeah, so that's just figure out.
That's just for the people back here behind here. So what I'm going to do though is in the comments section, I'm going to drop hints for the comments. So everybody that's on here can also learn how, like little tips and tricks. Because what I'm doing is as he's on the call, I'm saying like little prompts. Hey, ask him this question. Hey, ask him that question. So this is
Dennis,
what
sorry. I think we got to remove that lead. I don't know how that ended up in here. I just double checked on their CRM and we're in a text conversation as of 2 p.m. today with them.
Perfect. Lock that up for Ashley.
What? Yeah, go straight up. That's a good point, actually. This is in Morgan County. Isn't that one of the ones on her list?
I believe so. Yeah, dude, she needs a property like ASAP.
It's 13 acres. Yeah, we could give her the lead. I don't think we're going to do anything with it.
Well, no, I mean, lock it up, even if it's at retail market. And then don't you have a lender?
Hold on, let me see. We got it under contract at 8,000 for each lot. So 24 grand. There's 3 lots, 13 acres. That's a good deal.
I'm sorry. What do you have? 8,000 a lot?
Yeah. So it's three separate APNs. They're all adjacent. It's 13 acres in total. We got it at 24,000.
Okay. Would you sell her just one and then?
I think it's worth like 50.
What if you just sold her one and then sell the other 2?
Yeah. Yeah, we could do that. Do you want to take that APN and later share a photo with her or have her pull it up and see if she likes it?
I'll text her right now.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to spot check this next lead. I don't know what's been going on with how some of these leads that were actively working have been ending up in here.
Yeah, spot check them before I do anything.
I think this is Jordan. 2 seconds. Yeah, you should be fine. We've called this guy like 1,000 times and he never picks up. Yep, you're fine to call this one.
All right, I'll just prep another one for you then. If he doesn't answer, I got another one ready.
Yep, this is a nice property. It's got a little bit of water in the middle, but it's flat, it's level. It's a good lot. Do you want me to give you what we think it's worth? We think it's worth 300. Just FYI, John. So
Okay, gotcha.
And if you lock
MAO
it
or
huh?
Was that MAO or market?
That's market.
Market value. Okay.
Yeah.
So guys,
Are we
market
shooting for
value.
like 150 then, or 180?
I mean, we could double close it at, even if you get it at 200. At the 29 acres, we could subdivide it as well, even though it's got weird road access. So, yeah, I mean, I'd go up 200 max 220. We could double
Gotcha.
close it. Actually, no, we could subdivide this. So max allowable offer on this, I don't know. Wait. Oh, sorry. Wait, these comps are crazy out here. No, it looks like it's worth like 600. So I guess 299 is the max allowable offer. All right.
Wait,
that's the
so
max allowable offer.
first you said 300, not 600?
I think it, so the 300, I thought that was what my team put as market value. I think they actually put that
okay.
as the max allowable offer. So I think it's worth probably closer to 600. But I
Okay.
think it's got subdivided potential. This isn't a nice county. So dude, you do your thing. I mean, you could go up to 400,000. I don't know. We'll
Right.
figure it out. See if you can get a hold of the guy.
Not that it matters, but which state is it in?
This is in Texas.
Texas, okay.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna go get some water.
Yo, Dennis, you got his number by any chance?
Did I not drop it in there?
Let me see. I've never done one of these lives before.
Okay, so you're calling Robert Collier. Yeah, it's right there, 713-822. And then Colorado, Texas is the that's the county and the state. And then the parcel number is the last 5 digits at the end. 29321.
All right, give me 1 second because I can't see the chat for some reason.
Are you you're in the back? Go to the private chat over on the right hand side. You can't see that?
It might be on the bottom.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, so we have two the comments is the ones that's on YouTube, but we have a back end back here for us.
Mm-hmm.
That's our private chat. All right.
Okay, got you.
Yeah. Gage, what's up, bro? Nice to have you here. Are you still here?
Okay, 1 sec. All right. I'm gonna call from a Tennessee number, so
Sure.
see how that works.
What's up? So, guys, this guy, Gage Schultz, right here, he's a buddy of mine. I just showed him land investing, and he's like, dude, I'm shutting down everything else, and I'm just doing this now.
Hey, Dennis, real quick.
What you got, brother?
Wait 1 sec. When I tell him, like, I'm looking for land or whatever, do you want me to mention your company name, Cash for Land, or?
No, so these were Sumner's leads.
No,
So,
it wasn't.
Land Pioneer. So what I would say on this conversation, when you open it up, I would say, hey, man, what's his name? Let's see.
Robert.
Okay, Robert Collier. Hey, Robert. Hey, this is John. I'm just following up with you. We spoke to you a little while ago. We're from Land Investor. Well, actually, no, Land Pioneer. That's the company. Yeah. Hey, Robert. This is John from Land Pioneer. Hey, I'm just following up with you. We spoke to you a little while ago about your property over there in Colorado, Texas. I know you were interested in selling, and I just wanted to see what you decided to do with that property. That's pretty much it. Keep it very simple, right to the point. They know who you are, where you're from, why you're calling. Done.
All right, here we go.
Yeah.
Hello, it's reached 713-822-0393.
Leave a message and I'll call you back. Thank you.
At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hi, Robert. This is John with Land Pioneer. I just wanted to reach out to you and see if you were still interested in selling your 29-acre lot over in Colorado, Texas. If you're still interested in selling, please call me back at this number, 615-880-6361. Thank you.
Sick, bro. One tip too, just so you guys know too, this is something that we always do. And if you're new, we always call lead 3 times in a row. Okay. Why do we do that? There's a couple reasons why. One, a lot of times people aren't going to answer on the first thing. They're like, it's a freaking telemarketer or whatever. Sometimes they don't answer on the second one. But the reason why we call 3 times, if they have on do not disturb, it will break through the do not disturb. Okay. So what I always do is I call once, call twice, call 3 times. And then if they don't answer, then I leave a voicemail. Okay.
Yeah,
So
but if it was on DND, wouldn't it go to voicemail right away?
Sometimes, yeah, it would just like go right through it, right? But sometimes if they're just not going to answer, they won't answer on the first, or they'll usually answer in the second or third.
Right.
And a lot of people are like, oh, well, what happens if they do that? And then they're going to be pissed off at me. That's just so easy just to lean over, just be like, oh, sorry, you know what? My reception sometimes sucks. I didn't know if it actually dialed or not. So my bad. Anyways, I'm just following up to see if you wanted to sell the property or not. Like, just move right away. Like, it's fine. Don't even stress about it. So if you want to try giving him another ring, do your thing. If you don't, I could I'll probably have Andrew call somebody and then I'll get another lead prep for you. You don't have to go anywhere, right?
Yeah, I could give him a call again. Just
give him another ring real quick and then let's see what happens. And then I'm gonna get Andrew up here because he's been waiting.
I get his voicemail again. Should I just not leave another voicemail? Just
ignore it. Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Hello, I've reached 713-822-03.
Okay. No worries. All right, Andrew, you up?
Yes, sir.
Sick, bro. All right, it's another Texas lead. Suki.
Nice. Let me pull it up on Data Tree really quick.
Yeah.
Hey, Dennis.
Yep. What's up, brother?
I guess a better way to go about that would be for the first call, don't leave a voicemail if you plan on calling again. And then for the second one, just leave a voicemail, right?
Yeah, usually I don't leave a voicemail till the third one.
Right. Or third one.
So I usually 1, 2, 3. On my third one, that's when I leave a voicemail.
Okay.
All right. This way it gives me the opportunity to try to break through that thing and then whatever. I mean, it's fine. Even if you left a voicemail and then called back, they're not going to look at the timeline and be like, he called a minute later. Oh my God. Nobody cares.
Dennis, how do you pronounce his name?
Suki.
Suki. Suki. Interesting.
I don't even know. Suki. No, suk me.
Too bad it's not Japanese or Chinese because I can speak both of those languages.
Damn, bro. What the hell? Where'd you come out of?
Served a mission in Tokyo, so I got my Japanese, and then my wife's from mainland, so that's always
awesome. That's a hard language to even learn. So, dude, props for you.
It's ridiculous. All the tones are ridiculous.
Yeah.
It looks like she's got several properties. Was there one in particular, or just all of them?
Just call 479, the 479-594 parcel. Call about that one first.
Got it.
That's the main one we're calling about. And what I always do is I don't say anything about like, hey, whatever. Like I see you own a bunch of properties. I ask leading questions that get them to tell you that they own multiple properties. Okay, it's a little hard to do that if you're not like used to doing that. But I always ask like, oh, how'd you come into this property? And that usually leads to like, oh, well, I inherited like 40 of them. Oh, wow, okay. That question usually opens you up, right? Another pro tip for everybody is ask open-ended questions. Don't ever ask yes or no questions. Why? Because they're just going to say yes and the conversation dies. You want them to open. they should be doing 70% of the talking. You should be doing 30% of the talking. So if you have a problem with talking, sometimes just hit the mute button on your phone. You could talk, but just let them keep talking. Okay.
Perfect. That's awesome advice. And am I going to be looking at our personal chat, or am I looking at the YouTube chat when you're giving those advice?
I'll do it in our private chat.
Okay.
It's just easier because for some reason tonight, when Sumner or I comment, it doubles the comment for some reason. So
For sure. Here we go.
do your thing, brother.
Your call has been.
Guys, send some love in the comments. Let's boost them up. Come on. See nothing. I see no activity. What are you guys doing? You guys bored?
Your call has been forwarded.
Where else are you going to go that you're going to actually see us call live leads? Isn't that crazy?
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system. 25445866102 is not available. The mailbox is full and cannot accept any messages at this time.
Shoot.
Goodbye.
No worries, brother. All right, so I'm going to drop another one right here. John, you ready?
Yeah, give me 1 second. Let me see.
No problem, brother. I just dropped it in the chat, Dan. Do we do live negotiations too? Yeah, actually, we will do live negotiations if the property needs to be negotiated, right? I got no problem doing that. So a lot of times it's pretty crazy. I mean, Mike, were you here earlier? I just locked up a contract at the beginning of this call, like midway.
Like a $60,000 profit deal locked up at the beginning of this. Mike, tomorrow at 2:15 p.m. PST, we're going live here and hopefully locking up an $800,000 deal with about $600,000 of spread. So we're doing that live here tomorrow at 2:15. But yeah, we lock up deals live, negotiate deals live bi-weekly every Thursday at 4 p.m. PST inside the LIA Group.
Yeah. Yo, Sumner, I just realized, so once I get this contract signed, that's 5 signed from the same 6,800 mailers.
Yeah.
Now our net profit goes from 100K to 160K.
From the one from the call today.
From the one from the call today. That's still 6,800 letters. That's $4,800 ad spend.
Yep.
And we'd be net probably somewhere in the realm of like 160,000.
Dude.
Yeah.
And like that happened in like 4 weeks.
That was June 6th. June
6th.
6th, we sent the mail to Rocket Print.
Yep. So Rob and Dennis went through a 90-day little kind of challenge that we've been documenting. First campaign out of that batch, 6,500 mailers, 4,800. That was like data, CRM, mail. That was literally everything.
Everything.
5 contracts, 160K. And we lock up that one tomorrow. It's like 760K or something absurd.
And then not only that, the other one too, I have that 80 acre that July 6th.
Oh.
He's calling me back. That's a buy for 160. I think we're buying for buy for 180. and then we do that was the rectangle lot split
Mhm.
with double road frontage. So we'll chop that up, and then that one will be a sell for. I think we were going to sell that for like 600 or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's like a 400K profit.
It's ridiculous, dude. It's ridiculous.
33x ROS.
It's ridiculous what we do here. It's absurd. Yeah, man. 33x ROS. Quick math, Ben. Quick math. And that mailer's not done. That mailer's only been out for 3 weeks. So,
No,
you know,
I'm still getting calls from it.
still getting calls, and we only spent half of the 10K for the challenge. We still got another $5,000 to spend. Dude, if we document,
we are
$10,000
documenting
into $1 million. You can't tell me that that's not the best case study that's ever been produced anywhere. To document, I mean, come on, it's absurd.
We're close, bro. If we get these, we're at $1 million. That's easy, $1 million.
It's crazy. What do you think the odds are that you get the deal tomorrow?
I'm 90% sure. So the one question they have is the mother is worried about her Social Security being affected with selling the property. So
finance.
So I thought that, but I also said, well, what if we just did a interfamily transfers it to the son, and then I buy it from the son? I don't want to owner finance it because I don't want them to do much on it. I could technically do that.
You could. I mean, why? I mean, why the hell not? Your cash on cash would get crazy, and you could just do wrap around.
Yeah, but I want to exit the property.
But couldn't you do no due on sale clause? So you just cash them out the basis in that, and then you take the remaining.
But then I still screw with Social Security.
Because I got you.
If I plan to exit in a year, I'm going to screw her up.
Yeah.
I'd rather get it out of her name, and then this way we don't have to worry about it.
Smart.
Yeah. So, Jerry, that's what I was thinking. Just deed it over to the son. Let the son now sell it to us. Now, would the son get the step-up basis? Because here's the rub. They bought the property for $5,000 on a napkin. They bought a 160-acre parcel for $5,000 on a napkin. Okay?
Great return for them.
Great return. Buy for $5,000, sell for $100 and $100.
We should be taking lessons from these people, dude. More napkin deals, man.
More napkin deals. Yeah, buy for $5,000, sell for $158,000. That's like a insane return, right, for them.
Yeah.
But now, would the son get the step-up basis? That's what I got to figure out. I don't know that actually, Jerry. I don't know if you know that either.
I don't. I'm the worst person to ask about anything taxes, CPA.
Same.
Like, you could ask my CPA though.
Yeah. Mike H. Okay. Thank you, Jerry.
Yeah.
Guys, Jerry is a freaking boss. He does like huge deals.
What, Jerry D?
Yeah.
Big G? Yeah, Big G is, dude, he's OG, man. That guy is the land business. He's been at it longer than any of us have combined. He says, ask Mike H.
Mike H. in the group in LIA.
I don't know. Mike Warren. I don't know if he's a tax guy.
Rob, you know it, bro.
Well, dude, Rob better stop doing these homework assignments, man. He's not helping you write in these term papers.
Yeah, Ben, I'm pretty sure it only steps up on death. But I think if it's interfamily transfer, I know the step-up basis goes on death, but I don't know. So here's the thing. The father actually passed away. And if it was in the father's name and they deed it to the son, we might have to go through probate. I'm not too sure. Mike, we'll have to figure that out.
Hello?
Hi, is this Dan Peplo?
It is.
Hello, sir. My name is John. I'm with Land Pioneer. I just want to see if you're still interested in selling your 64-acre lot.
Yeah, but it's listed. I mean, I have now contracted someone locally to do that. So, do you guys, interact that way? I mean, I could give you their contact information.
Wait, you said it's listed on the MLS?
I'm not sure. I haven't seen it yet. It's just we just signed with a local person here. Then I was I traveled for a week and I just got back, so I don't exactly know the status.
Gotcha. Okay.
But I think it's. Yeah.
I mean, can you tell me a little bit about the property?
Well, I've got 200 acres. It's a cattle operation. It's really sweet place. Really deep, sandy loam soil, nice view of Adams, spring water. I mean, we've got a lot of water. I converted everything over to native grasses, so I don't have to irrigate.
Gotcha.
But the 60 acres I'm selling is just undeveloped. It's off of a road that has power, and it's got senior water rights, gravity fed irrigation, and I mean you can go a lot of different directions with it. I'm 70 years old. My wife has MS, and I'm just kind of wondering how long I want to be ranching. I'd like to ranch forever, but maybe I need to kind of start cutting back. I'm probably going to cut the herd back.
Yeah, I understand. So, I mean, when you had the land for this long of a time, I mean, what were you doing on it? Were you farming on it? Were you hunting?
Oh, no. It was a conventional beef operation that was losing money.
Oh, okay.
We're on the Yakima Indian Reservation. There was a big project here called the Yakima River Basin Water Management Project.
Mm-hmm.
Senator Cantwell led that. They were trying to put some rational management practices into water here. There's tried to have fish interests, there's recreation, there's agriculture, all that stuff.
Gotcha. Okay.
I worked with the superintendent of the DIA and converted this all over to native grasses and plants, and then I produce grass-fed, grass-fattened beef. So I lowered my four major expenses: the feed, fuel, fertilizer, and water.
Mm-hmm.
He gave me waivers to offset the cost of the conservation work. So we now have an integrated both conservation and production, place, and the soils are all rehabilitated and all that kind of stuff.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, it's been a profitable working beef operation. It
Gotcha.
has to be. There's a lot of game, a lot of people come out here and hunt birds and all kinds of stuff. So,
yeah, for sure.
This piece is kind of the piece that would be, honestly, the number of people who want to ranch are few,
Right.
And if there was somebody, it's a beautiful place. I mean, I just love it.
No, for sure. Yeah, there's no doubt about it. I mean,
it's a great operation, but a lot more people are kind of looking for, a piece of property they don't have to work hard on.
Right.
And that 60 acres would be it. They could build a house and, watch things grow if they wanted to.
Right.
Which is what I do.
Yeah, for sure. So you would say like the main reason why you're looking to sell is just because you're not trying to like upkeep it anymore. You just want to liquidate it.
Yeah, I'm scaling back.
Mm-hmm.
Contemplated selling the whole place, but that's a big step. So I might
do
it in pieces, and then I don't know. Who knows? I may just stay where I'm at. I haven't figured that out yet. The problem is, if I sold, I don't know where I'd go.
Right. Yeah, it's a one of a kind area, that's for sure. Okay. Yeah, I said it's a great area. There's no doubt about it. Now you said that. Did you say it is listed with the realtor, or is it not?
Yeah. Yes.
It is.
It's actually somebody that I saw on what's the site that you're talking about, man?
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, I didn't. No, actually, now that I remember, I contacted several people on that listing, and you're the first person to call back. So.
Oh wow.
What I did was contacted a local person whose last name is the same as the prominent tribal person. I thought, well, this person probably knows the area,
Right.
And she's doing really good. I like her. She's got a good attitude. But she's open, she's the kind of person that I gathered just talking to her that if you called her and said, hey, got something, some interest in this, she'd probably work something out.
Gotcha. Okay, sounds good. I'm gonna research this property a bit more, do some more due diligence, and if we're interested in buying, I'll get back to you in the next few days. How's that sound?
Oh, it sounds like a good plan. That's good.
Okay.
Let me know.
Sounds good, sir. Thank you for your time.
Give it a bye.
Take care. Bye. It's already on the market.
Okay. Did he give you a price or anything like that?
No, we didn't talk price.
Okay.
It's been like one of the last questions, right? Just like mention it before I got off.
Yeah. So if it was on the market, you should have asked so questions to ask if it's on market. This is for any property.
Yeah.
Say, oh, okay, so you're on market. How much did you have it listed for? Okay, boom. How long have you had it up there? Any showings?
Right.
Like all
See
those.
how much activity there is, right? And then kind of gauge, because like if it's listed for 500 and he's not getting activity, maybe we could offer like 350, 300, and yeah, that's a good point.
Exactly. Or if you know the property cash flows, it could also be a deal where it's like, hey, look, I know you're trying to exit this. Have you ever thought of like owner financing? You already have everything pretty much set up at cash flows. Well, what if we come in and we're able to give you the money you want, but and you hold the note for us? Would that be something you might be interested in?
Right.
So
I feel like with that call, I mean, we mentioned this a few days ago, but like the fact that I didn't bring up price at all, I was just kind of building rapport on this phone call. So we could always follow up in a few days, maybe like Monday or tomorrow, and just ask these questions too. I feel like, I mean, it's not a big deal. He seems like a cool guy. So
yeah, and you could just glean the information from online too. It's listed, so you just look it up, right? It's not that hard to go up and take a look at the property and see what's up with it.
Right.
But yeah, no, those are just questions. Like the reason why sometimes if it's on market, you want to just ask those questions, because you want them to start spilling the beans. Because then if it's like, oh yeah, well it's on market. Well, yeah, we do have it listed. Well, I have it listed for 500. Oh yeah, how many showings have you had, or have people been interested?
Right.
And then they'll be like, well, no. Okay, well now you just got a leg, right? You got a breadcrumb.
Right.
So asking a couple of those questions are important because you already know he has a value for it. If it's something you don't have a value for, maybe sometimes don't ask those questions, right? Does that make any sense? I don't want to try to be.
Sense. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Cool. Good job though, bro. I mean, you did good. You built a little bit of rapport. You talked to him about like what he does with it. One thing I do too, and this is really important, pull-aways. Pull away. He'd be like, hey man, what looks like you're making money on this thing. Why would you sell it? Right? I get you want to retire, but why wouldn't you just like lease it out to somebody else and let them make the money on it and you just collect a little bit in the difference?
Right.
And then I'd be like, I don't want to deal with that. Okay, now he just wants to sell for cash. Right? Mm-hmm. So awesome. Good job, bro.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah. All right. Sumner, that lead, is that good? You're muted, brother.
Sorry, guys. What was the lead's name?
Dwayne Shutt.
Dwayne.
Duane. Duane Shutt.
It's on market?
No, that was a different one. Sorry.
What's his last name?
The one that was on market? Peplo.
No, the one that Dwayne. What's Dwayne's last name?
Shutt. Schutt.
Okay, it's not coming up for me. Let's see. Victor, we don't sell contracts or agreements. We have contracts inside the LIA program. Oh, it's DUANE. We got contracts inside the LIA program. We actually don't give out owner finance contracts. We typically use like lawdepot.com or any other service to draft it up specific to whatever that state is. Every state's got slightly different requirements and rules for owner financing. What the fudge? Dwayne. Why is this guy not coming up for me?
Maybe it was such a bad lead, you guys just still did it forever.
I was about to say, I don't even know.
He told you to punch or kick rocks.
Kick rocks.
Here it is. It's shot with 2 T's, my guy.
Yes, I said that. That's all right.
Oh, sorry, Dennis.
It's only in the comments.
How are these leads getting into the system? I don't understand.
Good.
Yeah, you guys can call them though. Let's see. Confirmed. So it's got power, septic, joint well. Thinking about listing the property. It's not active currently. Bought 25 years ago. He wants 150,000. He has other lots with lien holders that he's interested in selling as well.
Yeah, there was like 6 or 7 other lots.
Okay.
I'm looking at the one that Dennis put the APN there.
Yeah, let's go see if homeboy Dwayne wants to sell.
Cool. Let's do it.
Nope. Also, I'm trying to figure out this gosh darn spammer who keeps on impersonating me inside Discord. I think they blocked their profile, so I can't see them. Can anyone see them in Discord? No?
I don't see him anymore.
I got another message today from a handful of people. He's been trying to ask people what markets they're working in now. Like, people are fucking relentless. Dennis, can you see if you can look him up?
Yeah, I'm looking right now. I don't see anybody.
I don't see anyone either. It's very weird.
The Phantom of the LIA Group.
No, seriously, man.
Shoot. Do you guys want to mute and then I'll send out this call?
Yeah.
Good, do your thing.
Here we go.
Please leave your message. Please leave your message for Please leave your message for 50930580023.
Hey, Dwayne, this is Andrew from Cash for Land. I just wanted to call you and follow up about a parcel of land that you had near Yakima, Washington. If you give me a call back, my phone number is 702-273-6531. Thanks. Have a great night.
Sweet. All right, I think we'll you want to do one more call tonight and then we'll just end that? What do you think, Sumner? Okay, he's saying yes. All right, so Andrew, last call of the night. Let's try to get this one up and lock it up.
Heck yeah, I want to talk to some people.
I know, man.
It's getting late. It gets a little trickier once it starts getting late. Wait, actually, dude, I don't know. This is crazy. Let's put it in a different lead. Literally, my team had to call this person June 21st. I don't even know how the hell this got in here.
I don't know either.
This is actually kind of an interesting deal. But yeah. We'll get a different one.
Margaret Brown. Look her up.
Let me spot check. Put it in the. Do you want to put it in the chat?
Yeah, I can do that. I'm pulling it up right now.
Brown, Miss Brown. Yeah, this is a good one. This is also in Morgan County. You can do that.
All right. Dang, it's 9 o'clock over there. Let's take it. Okay.
Yeah, what are we? It's 9 o'clock EST right now.
Yeah.
I was out kayaking all day. We did 6 miles down the river
Oh,
today.
that's awesome.
It's a good time down the Delaware, and it was running pretty heavy too.
Oh, because all that rain that you've been having recently, right?
Yeah, it's nice.
Got it. And then, but sunset's like pretty late out there. Like Vegas is like 7:45, 8 o'clock. You guys are probably seeing the same thing, or even later because you're higher up there on the earth. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna call this lady. 279.
Welcome to the U.S. Cellular voicemail. Hello?
Hey, good evening. This is Andrew with Cash for Land. How are you doing?
Good.
I'm sorry to bother you. I know it's a little bit late. I just wanted to follow up with you about a parcel of land that you might have that you might be interested in selling.
Well, not at this time, but thank you.
Okay. Well, there she goes.
All right. So, good job. One question you always ask with that is, what changed?
Oh.
That question opens up the world. I know it's hard when you're like, but asking that question just like opens up the world, and they're like, well, we decided to do this, or we decided, and they start telling you everything. Okay.
Yep.
That's a great opener question when they're like, nope, not selling. Okay.
What changed?
Yeah.
I'm like, shoot, what am I going to do? And then click. So
I know I tried to text it. I tried to drop it in the comments before we could go, but it's all good.
It's all good.
Well, look, that was awesome. How'd everybody like this? Did you guys like this? Everybody in the comments, you guys like this stuff? Any value? Sumner, check this out. This is my buddy Gage. So I was talking to him. I showed him a little bit about the stuff with the land stuff.
Yeah.
And he's like, dude, I'm closing down my business just doing land.
What does Gage do currently?
He does wholesale with us.
Yeah, Gage, come to the dark side, my man.
Yeah, he wholesale flips houses. He actually had a sick deal. So check this out. He did a flip where he locked it up on seller finance.
Yeah.
And no payments for 6 months. Flipped the property and never made a payment to the seller, raised private capital to fund the deal. So he doesn't have any money in the deal. And now he has it on market, still has never made a payment to the property, to the seller, to anybody. And he'll make like 80 grand on it.
Wow.
So Gage is low key, like he crushes it.
He's a ninja. He's
ninja. Once he gets into
those
land,
ninja skills on over here to land, and magic happens.
Once he gets into land, he'll be like unstoppable.
Yeah.
So Gage.
But Gage, man, would love to. If you're not into the Discord, I would pop into the Discord. You go to landinvestor.co/Discord, and it'll route you on over there. It's a good place to start. And then Gage, come to our call tomorrow, 2:15 p.m. PST. Watch Dennis lock up a big one. Fingers crossed.
Yep. Yeah, I've been working with Gage for, probably like a year and a half. And anytime he has a question, he just calls me. He's like, hey, I need a Dennis help. How do I lock up the seller? So, yeah, he's awesome.
Hey, Dennis, real quick. I know we kind of touched on it earlier today at the beginning of the call. When you're picking counties, right? This going back to market research, when you're picking counties and there's a big disparity in pricing, like at the top of the county versus the bottom, I know you can sort of like by zip code or just by like a polygon or whatever, but like when you're pulling records from DataTree, like for example, I was pulling records from DataTree the other day, and like when I pull by zip code, there's like 30 records, but like the whole county, there's like 10,000 records. So like, and I'll try each zip code. It'll be like 30 to 100 records each. It makes no sense. So like, how do you go about that if there's like a big pricing disparity there?
That's probably a Sumner question because I pull the whole county always.
Okay.
And then if I pull the whole county, they'll just take that and then sort out the zip codes I like. Just one, because if I'm pulling the data, I just want the data in my pocket. So later on, if I like that county, I can remail it. I don't have to go back and pull data again, right? But I don't know, Sumner, what would you say on that?
Say the question one more time.
Yeah, so like sometimes when you pull a list from data tree, like one part of the county might be a big pricing difference compared to the other part. Like let's say, I don't know, just any county, right? Like there's a lot of counties where one part of the county is a different price per acre versus another part. Like, do you price that out based on zip code, or do you just use a polygon, or like, because it's kind of different when you're pulling from data tree versus looking at Redfin, you know?
Yeah. I'm historically not a zip code guy. I mean, there's instances where we will, but I would typically lean on a polygon more times than not.
Okay.
Just because it's in a zip code doesn't mean that it's all going to be tight and cute and perfect. You know what I
Right.
mean? And so we got to kind of create that tight, cute picture with a polygon in most cases. So I find that to be more reliable. Also, in a lot of cases with a polygon, we're going to be taking an area that might be way bigger than a zip code. It might be 4 or 5 zip codes.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, it's definitely not like in every situation. We definitely have used zip codes, and kind of like I was talking about earlier with the market selection newsletter that we're building. We're also we're doing that for counties currently, and we're also working on doing that for zip codes as well. It's like out of that list, there will be zip codes where it's like, oh, easy, boom, 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 but
Right.
not for all of them, right? So yeah, polygon or some kind of acreage filter. I mean, even not in every county, but there are a lot of counties out there where you can find like a reliable kind of framework for pricing for some range of those acreage. Like for, maybe the 40s to the 80s has some kind of rhyme or reason to it.
Right.
But there are places where it's just damn near impossible and you have to use a polygon.
For sure.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Sweet. Any more questions before we pop off here? Anyone have questions they want to put in the chat or anything along those lines?
Hey, I'm thinking about if you guys want, I got to fill this contract out. I could do it tomorrow morning if you guys want to see me do it. I could do it what do we say, 9 a.m. EST. I'll pop onto your channel and just fill it out and show you guys like how I fill a contract out, how I look up the legal access, like the legal description, all that stuff. If that helps anybody, I'd be glad to do that. So if you guys want,
that'd be awesome, guys.
Yeah. So if you guys want 9 a.m. EST, which is whatever time, 5 a.m. your time, right?
9 a.m. would be 6 a.m. here.
6 a.m. Okay. I'll go live on Sumner's channel, and you guys can check it out. But it'll stay on his channel, so you guys can always come back and check it out. Be a quick 15-minute video. I'm just going to show you guys step by step how I fill out my contracts in DocuSign, and then push it out to the seller. And that's pretty much it. And if you want, what I do too, what I usually do, so this is like a little pro tip. If you guys get the seller on the phone, right, I get the contract, fill it out. I get ready to push send, but I don't push send. I'm on the phone with her. I'm like, hey, I just sent it. Did you get it? And if she's serious about selling, she'll look in her email and say, no, I didn't get anything. Oh, okay. Hey, I'm sorry. Maybe it's my thing. Let me just hit resend. So I actually hit send because I know she's actually looking for it. Okay. Now I got her engaged. She's ready to go. Okay. Now I'm going to talk her through the contract. Okay, cool. So here's what you do. This is, this is why we do this. This is so-and-so, whatever. And she'll go through. I read the contract. It's a simple one page, very easy to go over. And then at the bottom, I'm like, okay, so if you have any questions, let's answer them now. If not, just hit the little button, hit sign. Okay, cool. You did it. Great. I'll sign my end. Great. Well, that's it. We're under contract, and I'll send this the title now. Boom. So that's always what I do with the seller. I probably won't do it for her. I'll just follow up with her because it seems like she's just ready to sell. But yeah.
Cool.
Awesome.
Sweet, guys. All right, y'all. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this. For those that aren't inside of our Discord, it's landinvestor.co/Discord. come pop in, come hang out, come say hi. And then tomorrow, put it on your calendars, right? Write it down. 2:15 p.m. PST. Come join us. It's going to be a great way to cap off the week. We're not only going to be locking up that deal, or hopefully locking up that deal together. Like I said before, we're building up this 90-day program with Dennis and Rob, and we're actually doing the 9th week, which is tomorrow, live for you guys. You guys will kind of get like a sneak peek of one of the modules inside the program. So gonna be super fun. Hope to see everyone there. Hope everyone has a great night. Take care, guys. Bye.
Later.